Aslan, come here. Come say hi. Come here.
Oh my goodness. We have family night.
Oh, you can't see him on mine. Oh well. Well, we've got the cat that you can't see the dog.
Say hello. Miso is here.
Miso doesn't care. The dog cares. Miso could care less. Aslan, come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come on. Turn around. Come on. Come say hi.
He's going to knock over the table.
He's too big.
All right. So
Okay,
we
go on.
want to
Go on.
talk tonight.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Knock over the camera. Go lay down. Okay.
All right. So what are our 3 secrets to a happy pandemic relationship?
Well, I don't know if they're secrets.
They're secrets. Shh. Nobody knows. Hello, Colorado Springs.
So are you asking me?
Well, I'm waiting for everybody to get on.
So we're just going to sit here and pet the cat?
You could kiss me.
Um,
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, here we go. Goodbye. Say bye. Bye. We just finished doing a webinar together for Women of Faith.
no, Women of Hope.
Women of Hope.
Yeah.
With Tracy and Troy Duhan. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really great.
And we couldn't just leave and not say hi to you.
In fact, we'll share that. We'll share the Zoom link for that as well.
My goodness, Arizona, Florida, Australia.
I know,
Love
it's so great.
Australia. And we were talking about the stress that happens to people during the pandemic. I mean, let's be honest, there was a whole bunch of stress before the pandemic in relationships because people were just running so fast. People were running so fast. Kuwait, do you see that?
I
How
do.
cool is that?
So cool.
People are just running so fast that they were missing each other.
Yeah.
In
That's the first thing I
relationships.
said. The one thing I want to take away from this is I actually didn't realize that I was going as fast as I was, because you just sort of like think it's just the way your life is, and it's what you have to do. You have to keep up. And when all this happened, it made me reconsider and reevaluate and go, wait, I obviously don't have to. So there are some things about this that I want to sort of take with me. And that is, I don't want to be as busy as I was. I want more time with family. Come a little closer.
So I guess one of the secrets to a happy relationship is let her dress you, mold you.
Oh, no, I don't dress you. No.
Right, otherwise I'd probably wear a tie, which is not
No.
happening.
No, we're not formal people.
3 things. Number 1, does it fit? So you have to write out the goals you have for your relationship.
We do that all the time. So in every year, pretty much every new year, we talk about what we want for the year for our relationship. So we revisit it frequently.
It's generally the same.
Yeah.
Kindness.
I know. After a while, we're like, do you notice a pattern here?
Kindness. What do you want in your relationships? Write it down so we can see. What do you want? You have to define it. It's the most important thing. You have to give your brain direction. Otherwise, it'll be hijacked by the news, by the computer, by fear. It will be hijacked. Society will hijack your brain. So what do you want? And for me, I think for you, kind, caring, loving, supportive, passionate.
Yep. Trust.
Relationships that we trust each other. And you were hard to catch.
That's your way of being nice and saying I tortured you?
I used to call her a black widow. Like she'd just be with guys and eat them.
No, I wasn't. You just made that sound so wrong. You just made that sound so wrong. He's saying that because he says I broke his heart. Hold on. This is a little too high. Oh, I'm messing this all up. There. I think that's better. Is that better? That's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it all worked. And it's going to work.
You've had enough therapy now?
Until death do us part. She
Yes.
reminds me of that.
Till death do us part.
Repeatedly.
Yes.
I just want you to know if I died, I didn't do it.
But he deserved it.
And for us, we want this to be forever. And so if you're going to be with someone forever, hopefully, kind, caring, loving, supportive, passionate relationship. Know what you want. Now, you're not always going to feel that way, right? I mean, I don't always feel that way. You might say something and I get a bad thought in my head.
You're
But
really good about
I try
controlling
to always filter it. Will this get me what I want? So if I don't agree with you on something, I don't have to correct you if you like get a fact wrong or we don't agree on the fact. It's like that doesn't fit any of the goals I have to have to correct.
So saying I
Do
told
you
so
see?
are you trying to say that saying I told you so is not a good thing?
It's not helpful.
So I have to work on that.
It's not helpful. Does it fit?
It's just so much fun though.
I understand, but do you want to have fun at someone else's expense?
It depends. No, I'm kidding. When it comes to prepping, yes. When it comes to prepping for the rest of your life, I'm going to say I told you so.
Truth is, Tana is prepping. She's a prepper.
Yes.
Because she has a book coming out January 5th. Is it on Amazon yet? Can people pre-order it?
Not yet.
Called The Relentless Courage of a Scared Child. And you completely, when you read her book, you understand why she was a prepper. Because life was unpredictable. And so, but now that we had a pandemic.
You can never say
like,
again.
Because I'm like, we live in Newport Beach. What's going to happen?
And I used to say, that is I don't understand when people say that. Does nothing bad ever happen in nice places?
Of course it does. But
right, as we now experience.
Not putting my brain on that.
Well, I don't.
100%. Because
but if you prep
I
and
have
you plan, right?
I
You
have
prep and you plan, you don't have to worry. So back to relationships.
Know what you want. And then ask yourself every day, does my behavior get me what I want? Does my behavior get me what I want? So I want to have a kind, caring, loving, supportive, passionate relationship with Tana, then making her almond milk, pumpkin spice, decaf cappuccino in the morning, every morning. That gets me what I want.
Yeah,
because
and then he'll often say, "Did I tell you that I love you today?" And even if he hasn't yet, I'm like, "Well, you made me my cappuccino." So it's the same thing.
So they're rituals.
Yeah.
That one of the secrets to a happy relationship is rituals. Have rituals that show each other how much you care. And the guys out there, they're going, "Well, she should know." It's like, you made the rules on that? It's like, no, she doesn't.
And ladies,
she might not know.
And one thing for the ladies is I hear people often say, "But I don't feel like it." Okay, no one said you have to feel like it to show someone you care about them. We often do feel like it when your kids, need you. You don't always feel like doing something. You might be tired, but if you want to have a bonded relationship, and then you need to put the energy into it. And also when you do, you then reinforce the fact that you've got support, someone helping you. So it's you got to reframe the way you think. It's like, do you want a bonded relationship? You want a really caring relationship? You know, this idea, I don't feel like it, you have to sort of reframe that a little bit.
Well, and neither one of us really had the model of a
No.
kind, caring, consistent, loving relationship. And even though my parents were married for 70 years, there were times I didn't like how my dad talked to my mom. And, but I knew I didn't want that kind of relationship, that for whatever reason, kindness was really important to me. And telling the person you love them, I think that's helpful. Know what you want. Ask yourself, does it fit the goals you have? And never be a victim. Because when you blame someone else for the problems in your life, you have no power. So one of the questions I learned to ask my patients, whether it's kids and parents or couples, is what do you do that makes them crazy? What do you do that makes them cry? What do you do that makes them yell at you? What do you do? And initially, when they're in this blame part, I don't do anything. They always do it. And I'm like, come on, God gave you a big brain for a reason. Take a breath, tell me what you do. And then they give me the list of things that they do. And then we just go, does it get you what you want? Now, if you can own the things you do that make your partner crazy, what do you do that makes her smile? What do you do that makes her happy? And if you're responsible for your part of the relationship, 100% for your part of the relationship, choose more to be in the part that helps rather than in the part that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do that makes me smile?
What do I do that makes you smile? Can I talk about it on here?
Well, let's keep it PG-13.
Come on, you
I just walked into that one.
No, learning how to cook. I think learning how to cook made you really happy.
Oh, so happy. Because
Yeah.
when I met her, she couldn't
Well,
cook.
when I met,
In fact, I
say
prayed
that-
she wouldn't cook.
Well, and my mom actually told me that I only had to learn how to cook in one room in the house, and it didn't have to be the kitchen. That's the kind of modeling I had.
That fits your mother. Totally fits your mother.
Oh.
So
Learning how to cook.
learning how to cook.
You love when I read to the kids and stuff I do with the kids.
You're a good mom.
So you like that. Spending time with you. You like when I go for walks with you.
I love
When I take the time. Mm-hmm.
I do.
And you like to be pet.
I do.
Yeah.
So physical touch is one of my
Your love languages.
love languages. Yeah. If you
Time
guys
and acts
haven't
of
read
service
the
is
5
mine.
love languages, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really helpful. So, what do you want? Does your behavior fit? Be 100% responsible. Know what you do that makes the other person unhappy. Know what you do that makes them happy. And then choose to spend more time on the positive stuff rather than on
We didn't
the
talk
negative
about what
stuff.
you do that makes me happy, because I want to say. So one thing you do that's really helpful is you are definitely the yin to my yang. I think most people who watch us know that. You're the yin to my yang. You're my rock. I'm the intense one in the relationship. So he's very grounding. He's very soothing. But when I'm in one of my going off on something, you don't react. And you're just very soothing and calming, and you look at me like that. And you just will come over and give me a kiss. Okay, sweetheart. And it's like a mirror for me. So if you'd react, then that gives me something to feed off of. But because you don't, it allows me to just let it go.
And if you can talk about with your children or with your partner what they do that you really like, you're going to get more of what you like.
Right.
So you have to teach. And I often say you have to teach guys 5 times, sometimes 10 times, because they have a higher incidence of ADD.
Yeah, see, we
they
tend
have
to think
sleepier
that
frontal
if
lobe.
someone shows you once, you should just know it.
Right.
Women, it's like, well, you told me that 5 years ago. Of course I know it. Like, but men are not the same way.
We're not. And how did we learn to shoot free throws? We shot thousands of them over and over and over again. So we need a coach to teach us how you want to be treated, and we need it more than once.
Yeah.
And don't do it with anger, with negativity. So we had a situation earlier in the pandemic where we have 3 girls here, and basically I'd been doing the dishes, and I don't mind, but I want a little respect. If you make a dish, put it away. And like they're not putting, and so rather than yelling at them, that wouldn't be helpful. I'm like, so what would it take to get the dishes done? And they're like, well, you could take away our allowance or you could ground us, but it's pandemic, nobody's going anywhere.
And we don't need to spend any money, so.
Just the question, what would it take? And then a couple of days later, I found the dishes were not in the sink, but they were on the counter. So they did the dishes, but they're air drying. I'm like, you haven't heard of a towel? You don't want to towel dry them? I'm like, well, what would it take to actually get them put away? And I think the last
week,
it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you never say what bothers you,
and you just walk around moping,
bottle it.
Yeah.
It attacks you. The stress attacks you. And then it comes out in ways where you're overreacting to stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
or you're sort of passive aggressive. It's like, there's nothing wrong. And you're just like,
that's not true.
That's not me.
It's not me.
If there's something wrong, you know it's wrong.
You wear it. I think we both are good at communicating with love.
Yeah.
That we don't call each other names.
No.
We don't blame. We ask for what we want. Now, this is not the first marriage for either of us. And we both have plenty of bad behaviors in the past.
Yeah, no,
so
I went through a lot of therapy.
we are definitely not perfect.
No, I intentionally worked on it. Like when you said I tortured you, I didn't want to get married again if I was going to do it the same way. So that took a lot of work on myself. Yeah.
So we didn't come out. I mean, we both had models that could have been better, and we have to work on it. I think just talking to you helps to remind us that if we want to have a great relationship in a pandemic, know what we want, ask ourselves, does our behavior fit, be responsible, notice what you like more than what you don't. And a rule that we have is, and we came up with this week 1, it's a pandemic, it's stressful. Everybody gets a tantrum a week. And if you have a tantrum a week, we'll just forgive you. It's not going to be a big deal. We're not going to have a family meeting and all of that. More than once a week, we're having a family meeting and we're like going to talk to you about supplements or drugs. But we're in week 11 or 12 and no one's had more than 4 tantrums. You actually did good. You didn't have any until like week 6.
Yeah, week 6, and I think week 8 or 9, just recently. Yeah, I'm just tired of people telling me I have to be home. I don't actually mind being home. I'm just tired of people telling me I have to be home. So.
Yeah, I sort of like being at home.
So do I. I just don't. Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. So.
So Diane's asking if she's part of our therapy. Absolutely.
That's great.
Do you have anything else to say
No.
before dinner?
Well,
We care about you. We think about you. We're here for you. Amen Clinics is open. Our 8 clinics around the country. We're doing
you can't see that.
virtual therapy. So no matter where you are in the world, you can call and video conference with one of our doctors. Could be really helpful. The 8 clinics here in the U.S. are scanning, and just the last couple of weeks, the phones just went boom. I think the pandemic, people are like you, I'm tired of being home. I need a scan. I'm coming. Go to Amen Clinics.
Tired of hanging out with people at home. So our 16-year-old's making dinner. I think I need to go check on, see if I can help.
All right. Miso and Aslan both say bye.
Have a great night.